Hey, everybody. Welcome to Office Hours. Happy Friday. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. I am on my patio, as you may be able to tell here. So might get a little bit of background noise, but it's such a pretty day here in San Diego. Figured it was a good opportunity to get outside and get some fresh air. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Alvin, happy Friday. Yes. Howdy from Tennessee. Awesome. Welcome. Customer has a domain with hosting or no website. I'm creating a new website. All right, first question. Awesome. I'm going to get back to that one here in just a moment. Let me just welcome everybody. Oh man, look at this. We got people in the community helping you out. I love it. Okay, Alvin, awesome. Joanne, good to see you here. People connecting in the community. I love it. Good to see you. Awesome. Welcome everybody. I hope you've had a great week. Let me know if the sound is okay. What's up, Kurt? Good to see you. If the sound is okay, and we will continue. If not, I'm obviously on my AirPods right now, but I could take those out if those aren't working well. As I said, let me show you here. Beautiful San Diego day. Look at that. So nice. So pretty out there. I hope it's beautiful wherever you're at. And I hope you've had a good, productive week. I have had a good, productive week in a couple of senses. In terms of one, I have had the opportunity to do some more strategic thinking than I've had the chance to do in a while. It says volume a little low. Is that consistent for you guys, or is that maybe just volume for that person? Because I don't know that I can do anything on my end to increase the volume other than speak loud, which I'll do. Okay, volume good. Awesome. I was gonna say that is feedback I've almost never heard in my life, that my volume is a little low. That's not what I hear. um, I've had some opportunity to do some good strategic thinking, but good strategic thinking tied to the development of a lot of new content strategy and ad campaigns and things like that, which I have not done a lot of kind of the strategy tied to the execution of launching new campaigns in quite some time. And what I mean by that is, those of you who are familiar with my training, you have seen my approach to the attention engine retargeting, the relationship bridge with retargeting, and how I structure all that. And that has just been my go-to methodology now for years. And it's still generally speaking is, but obviously over the years here, we've had a lot of developments in terms of the ways that you can create new ad concepts, the ways that you can split test within the various platforms, things like that. So it's been fun to really dive deep into that again. And I've felt a little bit like this mad scientist in the laboratory, where I've actually had these long chunks of time where I've just been able to bury my head and learn things and test things and stuff like that. And that's been fun. So I hope you've had a good, productive week, and we will get started. If you are new to Office Hours, this is our Q&A. I don't have any agenda for you other than just trying to answer questions and be helpful. So any questions that you have, you can put them in the comments. I'm also going to go ahead and put the link in here. You can use this link to come on camera with me and ask some questions. So if you have anything that's longer, needs more context, more back and forth, screen sharing, anything like that, you can use that link and jump on, and we'll chat that way. I'm also going to jump into our Moguls community. Moguls is our paid community. If you are not a member of that, love to see you in there. But seeing if there are any questions in there. Okay, cool. I don't see any questions for the call here. Looks like everything has been addressed. Cool. Awesome. All right, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and go through some of the questions as they came in, and then I see Sadeep, Jason in the background there. I will get to you guys here very shortly. Let's go back to, I think that this might have gotten addressed by people in the community already. Try and purchase the same domain until the next day. Logistically, is that even possible? Residential, if the domain expires, that will be a pain. Yes. Yes, exactly. That's my advice as well. Nice answer. So the question was, customer with a domain that is about to expire, it's on a different domain hosting, and wondering if they should let it expire and then just re-register in HighLevel's registration system or transfer the domain. And the correct answer is transfer the domain, because if it is let to expire, that can just, one, it could cause real problems. Some, for whatever reason, you're not able to get that domain back. But second, just create some more logistical challenges rather than just transferring. So Alvin says, I'm getting the urge to unniche down to attract more home services businesses, but currently niche down to HVAC. Only everything is HVAC at the moment. Alvin, I don't think that that's a problem really at all. I think that so many home services businesses, that's one industry where I feel like there's a lot of niches within that industry that they operate in almost the exact same way. Um, the people that you're dealing with are almost the exact same people, whether that's a HVAC or a plumber or a roofer, very similar kind of communities, very, very similar operationally. Um, So I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing at all. You can, what one of the most important things when it comes to scalability of our services and profitability of our services is taking advantage of snapshots within HighLevel and custom values in HighLevel, so that we can create our system and apply that system repeatedly to customers with minor customization. There's always going to be some customization, but generally speaking, if you were to build in, let's just say, an appointment booking system for an HVAC provider, and then you design um, all of the perfect reminder sequences and sequences to get somebody to book on a regular service schedule, to get recurring revenue and things like that. Almost all of that could apply to any other home services business. So you could take that snapshot and with just very little modification, make that for HVAC or make that for plumbers. So as long as you are getting that kind of consistency, that you're able to reuse the majority of your snapshot, then you really have a very similar degree of scalability in your service delivery and profitability in your service delivery. And I do think that from a marketing perspective and a sales perspective, just being able to market just being able to market a little bit more broadly in your community to multiple types of home services provider, it really expands your potential market a bunch. So, and let's see here. Uh, oh, geez. Getting some trips in, it sounds like here. Going through here, going through here, going through. Just seeing if I have any questions over in the comments. Kirk said he would like a deep dive on what you're cooking up. Absolutely. Hop on the link if you can. Otherwise, feel free to type in anything that you'd like in the comments, Kirk, and I will get to it. Bob says, in your last video, you mentioned content that you provide each month. Can you point out where to find this info? Yes, that is our content delivered service, Bob. So content delivered, and that is delivered inside of the like course membership area that we have. So if you are a member of Moguls, actually, excuse me, if you are a member of High Leverage Agency, you will have access to content delivered. And if you are a member of High Leverage Agency and you don't have content delivered, please just email help@servicesatscale.com and we will get you set up. Okay. Um, if you have the all access pass, you have access to content delivered. So a couple different ways that you could have that. And like I said, if you think that you should have it and you do not have access, please just email our team. We'll get you all set up. Oh, Alvin says just change the homepage language, but target the funnels. But target in funnels. I don't know if Alvin, is that as a question related to your change, your unniching? But yes, so I don't think that there isn't a plumber in the world. I don't think that if he lands on your homepage and your homepage says, I help home services businesses, market and grow their business. I don't think there's a plumber in the world that's going to go, home services business, that's not for me, um, they're, I think that they're going to recognize themselves in that. And I think that if you then have a thing that says, who do we serve? Plumbers, roofers. Sorry, guys, somebody's rubbing their motorcycle. If you then have, something that says, who do we serve? Plumbers, HVAC, yada, yada. I think that that's totally fine. And yes, if you are doing targeted ad campaigns, I would set up a plumber landing page. I would set up an HVAC landing page, yes, and drive people to those specifically when you can. I'm HVAC ally that targets one main issue, gets some of the growth. Awesome. Guitar psycho, like I'm getting clients, but my issue is onboarding systems. I have 10 recurring clients currently. My clients will use Go HighLevel and Shopify. Sales operation strategy. Is there a process to simplify delivery? First, congratulations on your 10. That's awesome. I think so. The first thing that I should stress is that onboarding is literally, I think, well, I think it's as important of a moment in your business as any to ensure that you have a successful, profitable business. Okay. So onboarding deserves a lot of thought and attention. And so I say all of that first because you are 10 clients into it, which means to me that you're getting some good momentum, which is awesome. It also means to me that you haven't had a lot of time to even like really uh, learn from that onboarding process in terms of how it actually happens with your customers and what is going to work. So all that to say, just be patient with yourself and understand, and be patient with your business and your customers. Understand that it could take a little while here before you feel like, okay, we're really getting this nailed down, and it seems to be like a tight process that doesn't suck up all my time and also is achieving what we wanted to achieve. um, and it's worth it. It is worth it to put in that time and effort, because it is the difference between locking in customers for years or having a customer frustrated right away and already heading for the exits within just a month, 2 months, 3 months of signing up with your service. And that's the difference between crazy profitability or not at your business. So onboarding, I think one of the best resources that you can ever find. I've shared this before, but let me just find this real quick because I'm sure I can. Um, um, yeah, so um, I believe, yeah, so I'm going to share with you this article here. So Superhuman is a service that I use, a business that I use to help me with my email management, my personal inbox email management. And these guys have become known as essentially that they've created the playbook for how to design an onboarding process at your business. And I think one of the most important things that you can learn from this is that the founder of the company did personal one-on-one onboarding for like the first, I can't remember how many hundreds of customers that came into the business. And he did that specifically because he knew how important it was and how much impact it would have on the stick rate of these customers if he got it right or if he got it wrong. And so he has a very, very well thought through approach to this, and a lot of documentation around it, and best practices from it. So I would highly encourage everybody to read that. And then what I would say to you in terms of some things that I can help you with from my experience, one, I have, if Guitar Psycho, if you're in my training, high leverage agency, any of those, there is some onboarding training in there. But what I would just tell you is a handful of things. So one is that you want to lead the onboarding process. So you want to demonstrate to your customers from day one, as soon as they sign up, and even before they sign up. This is something that we would say in our sales process. We would say, hey, here's what's going to happen when you sign up. We're going to do these things to get your marketing system all set up and dialed in, your people trained, so that you're then really operational with it from this day forward, right? So we would outline a plan, and we even had a little documented visual of a plan saying this is how this is going to work. So it's important that you lead them because it gives them a lot of confidence that they made the right decision in your service. So you want to have a documented plan. Here is how we are going to onboard you. We're going to go through these steps, and it's going to take this long, roughly. Okay. Next, you want to very clearly communicate what their responsibility is in making that process go successfully. We need this information from you. The longer you take in getting that back to us, the more this process gets delayed. We need your team to show up for this call. We need to make it a mandatory thing. Otherwise, we're going to have gaps in who's trained and how to use this, and it's not going to be successful. So you want to make them realize, okay, I've got to have some skin in the game to make this go well. Like, this is not, I don't just get to sprinkle some magic pixie dust on my business and all of a sudden everything's taken care of. You're making sure they understand, hey, this is still your business and we've got to have you involved in this process for it to be successful. Okay. So that's very important. Pre-scheduling the important dates. So as soon as you sign somebody up, and let's say, your onboarding schedule says that we need to, that we should be able to go live in 2 weeks. I would go ahead and pre-book those dates with your customers. Let's go ahead and put a Zoom call on the calendar. Here's who needs to be there. What date close to that 2-week mark can we get on the calendar with you guys? So this way you're not chasing the customer down to try and get them onboarded, because the longer that gets delayed, the more the customer is likely to just go, you know what, this just isn't working. Sorry, we'll try this again later. And then structuring as much as humanly possible about the information collection that you need from the customer. So it's an organized information collection process. You're going to need all kinds of information to make sure that you're setting up their account properly, that you're getting their employees loaded in there correctly. Make sure that you have organized that and structured that so you can send them like one time, hey, we need to fill out this document and return it, right? And we need it returned by this date. And then the last thing that I would say is that you should expect that none of this is going to go exactly as you want it to with each individual customer. The likelihood that I send Alvin my survey that I need filled out and say, I need it back by Tuesday end of day, the likelihood that all of the Alvins out there, all the customers out there are going to return that on time is super low. And so you have got to be prepared to keep an eye on that onboarding process and pounce when you see delays start to happen. As soon as there's a delay, as soon as that customer has missed a deadline and getting you something that's going to hold up this process, you need to be on the phone, sending SMS messages, doing whatever you need to do to get a hold of that customer and say, hey, look, we really need that information from you. How about we just quickly hop on a Zoom call and we just fill it out together? Like, you really got to take control of it. So, final thing I would say is define quick wins and try to get to those quick wins as efficiently as possible. So what I mean by that is there's something that you're going to be able to do with your service that's going to make the customer go, "Oh wow, this is awesome. I'm getting what I signed up for. I'm getting what I'm paying for." Try and find out what that is and get to one of those as quickly as possible so you can get that dopamine hit, right? If you're designing a new website for somebody, the first time they see that draft of their new website, if it's like nice and you got good imagery and the thing looks good, and they have a dumpy old website right now and they see that, they're like, "Oh sweet, yes." Like they get fired up. It's one of the reasons why I love leading with websites. Um, so just try and get to those things as quickly as possible so you can get one of those wins. Okay. I am now going, I hope that helped you, Guitar Psycho. I know that was quite a bit, but I hope to help you. I'm going to jump to Jason, my man, Old Country. How you doing, bud?
Hey, Mike, doing great. What about yourself?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. How can I help you?
That confusing comment about the pine trees was I was looking at your thumbnail and seeing the reflection of the slope. I'm like, if I tried that slope,
Oh,
they'd be having to call Mountain Rescue to get me. Looked
that's
like you
awesome.
looked like you were having fun.
I was having
So
fun.
so obviously in Launchpad, Josh doing a phenomenal job, and
Great.
I'm still that procrastinator. I'm trying to get things lined out, and then almost did, and found out that my email, my Google Workspace has been locked up since January 5th. I've not even been getting emails from you, and so I don't, and that's the
Oh
main one.
no.
So I've got to get with GHL on that. However, in the meantime, I've also been onboarding as a non-pharmaceutical medical sales supply rep, and the company that I'm signing up with, I've, they've got a HubSpot account with like over 500 seats. So yourself, that's very expensive
Wow.
and very
Yeah.
limited. So I'm
Oh my
looking at,
gosh.
plus as an example, their corporate number, continuous, either just a regular voicemail or a busy signal. So I'm thinking, I know somebody that needs an account with GHL. I
Oh my
wanted
gosh.
I wanted to pick your brain real quick to see if I'm looking in the right direction here. So for them, since they're in the medical side, they're going to, it would probably be better for them to get the full, the 497 tier in
Mhm.
GHL, and then they'll have to have their main agency sub account will need to be in the HIPAA compliant also, wouldn't it?
Yes. So just to put out there though, to make sure we're on the same page, if this is a customer of yours, you would sign them up as a sub account on your account. You wouldn't sign them up directly with HighLevel at 497. That 497 is for you as an agency. Then you would create the sub account or sub accounts for that business on your HighLevel.
Okay,
Does
and
that make
and
sense?
yeah, and then let them do the HIPAA compliant, which is that another 497,
Yeah, HIPAA compliant is another 497. Yep.
and they would need that. However, because of the size of them, it may be more advantageous, like I said, for me to go ahead and after I talk with them, just bringing them in as like an affiliate under me for the full 497. That way they get all the automations, and then we set up an agency inside of theirs so that all their hundreds of sales reps would become sub accounts under their agency. And then we can just duplicate and replicate and set up a company approved program under that. In other words, it might be a little more sophisticated. So it's like I said, I may have to pick y'all's brain a little further with that. And
Yeah.
I'd set up a demo account as a sub account to show them what they can have. But it may be that we need to even get with Sean, because this could turn into a really large account, and I don't want to limit them by just having them in a sub account. I want to give them the best that they can have, and I'll get a little bit of affiliate out of it, but I'll also be working with them behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think so. A couple of things. So yes, I think it's a good idea to make sure you're diving deep into the details with somebody who can really look at it and evaluate it and help you make a decision. But I would just throw out there, I don't think that there's any limitation to what they're going to be able to do, um, that that there's nothing that I envision them being limited by if you're setting up sub accounts on your high level for them. Is you're as long as you are acting, you're acting as the administrator of that ultimate high level agency account.
Yeah.
And so are there some things that they would come to you for to get assistance with? So if they said, hey, we need a new sub account set up, we need a new account set up for such and such rep or whatever, then yes, they would come to you and you would set that up and you would make sure the right snapshots go in there. You would make sure that person gets set up properly in the system, all of that. So you are acting as that kind of administrator for them and getting compensated appropriately for them because you're charging however you're charging for those sub accounts. If there was somebody on their end that is like, no, we're the administrator of everything. We want to set up all the sub accounts. We're going to master snapshots. We're going to master all this stuff ourselves. Then that is truly, they are a software buyer instead of a system or service buyer, right? Like they're looking, they have the in-house people that they're just saying, no, we buy software, we manage it all ourselves. We have IT people, we have all, marketing people, whatever. That is typically not your ideal customer.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of cutting you out of the middle. I mean, the whole reason that HighLevel exists is to have agencies in the middle to service the customers and provide that value add on top of just the software. So, but yes, I do think that the right answer is to make sure that, yeah, you get on the horn with somebody at HighLevel, senior enough to help evaluate the situation. Because cool thing that it sounds like to me is, one, you could probably save them a fortune, and two, by applying some of the AI tools and things like that are available, you can probably make them more of a fortune. Like if they're right now just getting busy signals on their calls and stuff, there's probably a huge amount of opportunity that's being wasted as well. So anytime you can have a customer that you can help from both directions like that, that's awesome.
Okay. And so maybe somebody like Ryan to start with GHL,
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you get in touch with HighLevel and let them know this scenario, then they'll point you in the right direction of somebody to help you with. And if you feel like you're running any roadblocks with that, let me know. I'm certainly happy to reach out and find the right person.
I wanted to, and like I said, because it's not going to be my typical, I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be their barrier and hold them back, because they do have their own IT team and stuff. So I figured nothing else, I'll sign them up as a full-fledged agency and then get some consultation fees out of it to help them get started, even if I have to fly out and sit down with them and walk them through as far as I can go. But, it's a little different situation. So
yeah.
We'll go from there. And if nothing else, I can just tell them that if it's just someone wanting to do a small scale program because they see the system, then, share the love and send it my way.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I appreciate it. I may have to pick your brain a little more on that, because like I said, with your background expertise, you'll know better how that communication with them.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're here for.
I'll be happy to share the love with you.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right. We'll text soon. Kurt, my man.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, what's up? Greetings, everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Great to see you.
Thank you. So I have had some challenges, right? Signed up for HighLevel, went at the $297 with the discount because I knew that by month 3, I wanted to be onboarding businesses.
Mm-hmm.
I have had a challenge. Oh my God, this seems like swimming through the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
So I haven't made much progress. However, one of the things that I did was I created a website, which I would love to share and just get a little bit of feedback.
Yeah.
And I created that. Now, how do I do a share screen?
You should see it as an option on your end there to be able to share it. And when you do, it'll pop up on my end to approve the sharing of it.
Okay. Let me see. Stream this to your audience. No. Leave the studio. No. present. Maybe that's it.
Yep.
Share
It's kind of
screen.
like a little
Yes.
screen icon. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Share screen. Allowed to share window. Allowed to share screen. I think that's what I need to do. Okay. So let me try this. Okay. Is my screen coming through?
Let's see here. Let's give it 1 second.
Okay.
It is not so far.
Alrighty then. Let me see at my end if there was something more. Your browser has blocked your screen. Click the screen
Ah.
icon in your address bar, then reload the page. Click the screen icon. Okay, where's the screen icon in my browser? Click the screen icon in your address bar. Oh, what would it be then? Click the screen icon in your address bar. Okay, my address bar, screen icon. Oh, this is a bummer.
Don't see it, huh?
No, you're in the show, present, click the screen icon in your address bar. This is my address bar.
Oh, he just dropped himself. Kurt, you just dropped out. You're going to have to hit that link again and jump back in. While he is doing that, Guitar Psycho says, I have a process in my demo. Explain that. I guess I'm getting pulled away from the sales process now to onboarding. I'm doing it all. Yes. So absolutely a VA will help you with all of this. So this is what I call the small business cycle of doom. Okay. The small business cycle of doom is where you put all your effort into selling and then you sign up a customer and then you transition and spend all of your time to service delivery because you think that you need to do that to make sure that you take care of that customer. And then that gets dragged out. And while that's being dragged out, you're no longer doing your prospecting, you're no longer doing your sales. And that creates this big gap in your pipeline, right? If you stop prospecting and selling for a few weeks, you can expect that at some point in the future, you're going to have a few weeks where you don't have any new business come in. And that can be a killer, right? So yes, you have to really, one, structure your time correctly. So if it is you just doing this, Guitar Psycho, then yes, you need to make sure that, from let's say 8 a.m. to, 3 p.m., all I do is prospect. And then from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., all I do is do onboarding and administrative stuff. However you want to structure that. The point is you have to really be disciplined about blocking your time so that the prospecting and sales still happens. The other idea that you mentioned is yes, get a VA. Somebody mentioned doing, using Extendly or GHL tools, GHL Pro tools, one of those businesses to help you. Absolutely. Just the only thing I stress about that is to understand that it is such an important process that you want to make sure that you are still actively engaged in designing that process and quality checking that process, especially until you feel like you've really got it nailed down. But yes, absolutely, getting some help as soon as you can is, I think, one of the most important investments that you can make there. Okay. All right. Kirk is back.
Yeah.
All right. Did you find it?
I haven't found it.
You know what you can do, Kirk? If you want to send me the link to the website, I'll just pull it up on my end.
I haven't gone public with it. So would that affect you?
I mean, if it's live on the internet.
No,
I can.
Unless I.
Oh, you have it.
Let me just see if I do this. Share this window.
There you go.
Okay, it's showing?
Yeah.
Okay, fabulous. Something worked. Okay, beautiful. So I built this website, right, to show this offer that I have. And what I'm doing is
Okay, but
I
hold
am
on, Kurt.
just,
Right now, what we're seeing is an eBay like receipt.
oh, okay. Well, then that's not the one.
So
Okay,
you just need to like
so
switch the window or
um, okay, let me just see something here. That was the first thing that was up, that eBay receipt. Okay, so let's say exit screen share. Okay, so this is what's showing at your end. Stop screen share. Let me go here. And now let me try this back in here to see if that will do it. Oh, I think I know why it's happening. Okay, let me try this. Command C, and let me just see how quickly I can go. Beautiful. Go here and do this. Okay, right. So that's it. Now let's do screen share. Present screen share. Share screen. Allow to share screen. No, it's brought back up the same thing. Okay, rather than taking up all of this time, let me just talk through what my
okay.
situation is.
Yeah.
And I can always just share sometime afterwards. Okay, so I created a website. One of the things I do is I create photography. So I have this thing that I call a fly-in dress. I've produced a beautiful website, and I will use that to show to people. I am quite well known in St. Lucia, and I've started doing this thing where I go on my Instagram and I do a live every day.
Oh,
So
nice.
I have become, I mean, I can't walk down the street and people don't know me.
That's amazing.
Visitors as well as locals. And I have the credibility now in terms of tourism. So I've created this website and I'm saying to folks, done it in HighLevel, and I'm saying, look, I can create this for you. It will help to drive business to you. I know that once I pull the trigger and put that out there, I will have folks flowing in. Now, a couple of things that I put down is I want to create a basic website for person. So let's say it has 5-6 pages. And I intend to say to them, look, ordinarily to set up a website like this is going to be $500 a page. That's 6 pages. That's 3,000. Another 1,000 is the onboarding. And then this is at the base level, 97 a month. But here's what I'm going to do for you. Knock the charges for the website out the window. So the $3,000 goes out the window. And that $1,000 for onboarding, I am going to give you that as a credit for your 97 a month. So in essence, you're going to get 2 months for free.
Okay.
Right. You pay me half down when you sign up with me, and then you pay me the other half when I have completed your website. So that brings me money up front.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So that's how I plan to go with it. I am also thinking of setting up the AI chatbot, as well as I wanted to get a feel for what else might I include, just as simple items. And then I can always say to folks, okay, here is an add-on amount. So for the 197 or the 297 or the 497, this is what you can get. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that is I love the approach. That is one of my favorite approaches. So I am all on board with it. And I think that, let me pull up my screen here real quick. I'm just going to share with you. So if we look at our service package design sheet here, what I recommend, in terms of those things that you can include with your website, I
Right.
love just let me zoom in on it just a little bit, but the highlighting of the some of these core high level features that you can deliver for them that cost you nothing and just get them further embedded into your business. So the CRM capability, not every business needs opportunity pipeline management, but
Mm-hmm.
pretty much every business can use CRM so that they can start tracking their customer information if they don't already do that, or if they do already do that and they're paying for a separate tool, they can now use yours. The conversations inbox, right? So if you're using that chat and people are chatting with them on that chat, then that's going to show up in the conversations inbox. So that conversations inbox, though, can be not just for that chat. You could connect it to their social accounts, things like that, so that you give them that one interface for them to be able to see these conversations that are happening, and be able to respond better and be more ready for business. You can do task management, things like that. But then on the website itself, you can do uh, missed call text back, of course. So
Right.
you could give them a smart number. You could put some sort of lead capture. So I mean, you can put AI voice. That's a little more complicated, a little more involved. And some businesses, I think that can end up being a roadblock if you try and do that right out of the gate. Um, but I think that you could put a review capture page and presentation of reviews on their site. So depending on
Right.
what kind of business it is, you definitely want to have reviews that are captured and presented. And then you can put, again, like some sort of lead capture. I mean, most small businesses really don't have any lead capture on their site. So you can put an exit pop that pops up on the website. So when people come and visit, you're actually capturing more leads for them. Again, taking that data, putting it into the CRM. So now the whole point is I'm not just giving you a website, I'm giving you a functional, a key pieces of a functional marketing system. And then you can expand from there, right? Once the customer is in, you've got them, you've got a website, you've got them using some of these other features, then you could expand to the other high level features at a higher price plan if you want to.
Right. Okay.
That makes
Um,
sense?
that makes sense. Now I have tried to institute some of these things for myself, just
Mm-hmm.
on the website that I put up, and I am getting stuck with it. So,
Okay.
where might you point me to? That's one question. And then the other question is going to be, what assistance could I have once I take folks on, because I might need some help now getting their stuff put together,
Yeah, what you should do is you should do our launchpad process.
right?
So the launchpad process that we released recently,
Okay,
we take you through almost everything that we've just described here in terms of
right.
setting these things up properly and understanding how to use them. Um, so we will do that with you for your business. So as you said,
Mhm.
we'll get your site set up properly. We'll make sure that your lead capture, your chat, all of that is set up. We'll show you how to train your AI so that your chat is responding the way that you want it to, and all of that. We'll also give you that documentation so you'll be able to train your customers' AI when you set them up. So all of those things. Yeah, and there's Joanne saying, "Thank you, Joanne. That's awesome." Yeah, so we will do all of that with you, and you're going to have opportunity then, on the phone with our team saying, "Hey guys, I don't understand this particular thing. I've set up the chat. I feel like it should be working, and then it's not working." Whatever those little hangups are, that you can get those addressed with our team. And this is the best way. This is why we start people with setting up your own systems and your own sales process, because once you've done it for yourself, then much easier to set it up for somebody else and do it with confidence, right? um, so that would be my recommendation, Kurt.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thanks. One final question. Um, should I be setting up a separate agency website for myself, or would I be okay with, because I have a couple of businesses that I'm going to be using on Go High Level right on my plan.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I'm thinking that I could just show folks directly off of my businesses because I'm looking at folks who are all in the tourism niche.
So, um, so when you say your business,
Yeah.
when are you talking about the agency, or are you talking about that you have a separate thing going on?
Okay. So, um, the website that I was going to show you a minute ago, I
Hmm.
consider using that as my showpiece because on it, for instance, with the product that I'm offering, I use the template. I just used the funnel template and I made it a
Yeah,
one-page site. And I
yeah,
showed the 3 pricings.
yeah.
And I have an exit pop-up on it. I was able to put the exit pop-up on. So my question is, should should I still set up a separate
Oh, yes.
agency
Yes. Yes, you
website?
should. Yes, you should.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. It's just going to help you sell more. It's going to help you look more professional, more established. Um, and very easy then, because you're talking about all this attention that you're getting, very easy then to direct somebody from that attention. You're getting all that attention and visibility using the site that you're talking about and say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Small Business Owner, I can help you get visibility for your business as well. To learn more about that, just go here. And then that way they can get information about exactly what it is that you offer and all of that right there on that separate site. And that separate site, very importantly here, that separate site should be a really good demonstration of these capabilities that we're talking about, right? You want to set up the AI chat on your own site. You want to set up the missed call text back on your site. You want to set up a lead capture form, exit pop, review capture, all of that, so that when somebody comes and sees you, they see you as, oh, wow, look at this is a role model of all of the things that we could and should be doing for our business. You're going to set us up with all this. That's fantastic.
Okay, this has been excellent. Thanks so very much. I mean, between
You
this that
bet.
you have shared and what other people, what you've shared with others so far, and the other thing that I'm going to do is because Facebook ads are so cheap outside of the
Yeah.
US, I
Oh my
mean,
gosh.
I am
Yeah.
just going to use Facebook ads first in
Good for
St.
you.
Lucia, and then I'm going to
Good
look
for
at the
you.
other Caribbean islands.
Good for you. I love it. I'm thrilled for you. I think that's an incredible opportunity.
Thank you so very much, Mike.
Yeah, thank you, Kirk. We'll talk to you soon.
Nice.
Bye bye. All right, let's see here. We've got some questions over here in the chat, and I see Ali. It looks like just joined on. Sadeep, I can see you. It looks like you're connected, but I don't see your image, your camera on. Oh, there you are. Nice. Okay, let me just get back to Guitar Psycho here and finish up. So Guitar Psycho, it says, yes, I'm managing it all day. LL sales meetings during the day, late afternoon meetings at night. I build accounts. It's a lot, but I'm busy and keep getting referrals because I have a pretty good referral program for my current clients. So my current clients keep feeding me people. That's awesome. So what that tells me is you're doing a lot of things right. You are creating this self-driving engine of getting new business, which is the best, right? You're getting word of mouth. That's the best that we can all hope for. So it sounds to me like you're doing everything right. It sounds to me like you are in that phase where you're just grinding, and that is good. There is nothing wrong with that. But you are right in that to get beyond this phase, what you've got to do is add some scalability in terms of capacity at your business. And that is almost certainly going to involve some additional human beings here to help you out. That could be an outsource firm like Extendly, GHL Pro Tools, or it could be that you're just hiring a part-time by the hour contractor to start. I'm a wonderful team that is primarily based in the Philippines that helps us. So whatever route you decide to go there, they're totally viable. But yeah, it sounds like you just need to get some extra capacity to help you get over that hump into the next level. Okay. Um, Cure University, I like that. Question for you. I'm aiming to work with med spas and naturopaths. My issue is I'm running into getting gatekept by the receptionist. So how do I handle the receptionist to speak with the owner? Okay, great question. So the most important thing that you do is you build up visibility and reputation that the gatekeeper can't gatekeep, right? So the gatekeeper can gatekeep you when you are calling into the office, and that's the only route that you're taking, right? Um, but if you are posting content on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all of that, and the owner of that med spa is seeing and engaging with that content, you're not going to get gatekeeped anymore. They are going to find you. They are going to contact you. Or when you contact them, you are going to have some sort of in to be able to get in touch with them, right? To get past that gatekeeper. So you're going to, maybe you have a form that you have filled out on your website for a white paper. The owner of that med spa fills it out, gets the white paper. Now, when you call into the gatekeeper, you say, "Hi, yeah, this is Mike with Cure University, and I'm calling because Dr. Whatever had asked for us to follow up on a white paper that they got from us," something like that. So now you actually have a way to get in there and through that gatekeeper. The only other thing that, and by far and away, the number one most important thing that you can do, and this goes for everybody, is increase your visibility, increase your brand, increase your content that's out there so that you can't get gatekeeped, right? The owner of the business is going to make sure that you get to them because they are seeking you out because of the value that you're adding out there and the awareness that they have of your brand, right? Um, then the next thing I would say, this has always been really important to us. We did 10 years of cold calling. I mean, that was our business for 10 years. Um, Getting past gatekeepers, the best way was two things. One, don't try to get past them. Make friends with them. Do everything you can to just kind of buddy up with them. So it's Sally, the gatekeeper. "Hey, Sally, it's Mike again. How you doing today?" Right? And we're how's the weather? "Yeah, the Padres really sucked it up last night, didn't they? Blah 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 blah." We're having a little chat, and "Hey, how's your your grandkid or whatever." Like, we're literally just trying to get to be buddies with them because then it's human nature. The odds of us getting what we want go way up. Second is by sending them some sort of gift. So if so what we always did was we develop our prospecting list by A's, B's, and C's. A's was no more than 100 accounts at a time. And these were businesses that were like, we know this is our target market. We know that they're spending money. We know that they have money. Like, these are businesses that are healthy. They've been around for a long time. They have teams. We can see it, right? They have offices in nice parts of town, all of that. We would have 100 of those. Our B's, we would have somewhere, let's say, around 500 to 1,000. And then our C's. The A's were businesses that we would deliberately spend money on to try and get through to them. So we would be sending them direct mail campaigns with big attention getting, things that we're sending in the mail. We would have our salespeople spending time trying to get on the phone and get through to them. We would have, we were making sure that we're sending postcards to them or letters to them and inviting them to events. All of those things, like spending money to try and get in the door. The B's, we wouldn't send the big expensive direct mail things, but we would send the postcards or the letters, and we would send anything digital. The C's, digital only. Okay. So find your list of A's, and if they've got gatekeepers, invest money, spend to get attention and to get their favorability. We would send food to the office. We would drop by with bags of cookies when we opened our LA office because there's Diddy Reese there. We'd go and get Diddy Reese cookies, and we'd drop by with a bag of cookies for the office and meet the gatekeeper in person. Like, we did all those things to try and befriend them and get in the door. All those things matter, but you can only do that for so many businesses at a time, right? It costs money, it costs time. So pick your 100 most important targets and invest in that effort. Okay. I hope that helps you. Let's see. All right, Sadeep, my man,
Hi,
how's it going?
it's going good. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for your patience. How can I help you?
No problem. Um, I'm really having a very hard time figuring out my offer.
Okay.
So, uh, what I've been trying to do, I've been trying to, uh, try this affiliate route and get people through affiliate because the trust factor, gets knocked off quite a lot, and it helps basically. I don't have any clients. I have only one client right now,
Okay. Okay.
and whenever I try to explain what I'm going to help them with, or their referrals with, it's like a 3 hour long pitch of how sophisticated the technology is, or
Right, right.
how I use spit tokens to call my own apps and do fancy stuff, and they don't understand anything. At the end they say, I don't care. I don't know if
Yes.
my offer is my prices are too high or too low, or I asked ChatGPT, and the thing it came out with was a lead flow kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
booking, your landing page plus booking,
Mm-hmm.
follow up plus CRM to see where your
Mm-hmm.
lead is, that kind of a thing. But
Mm-hmm.
coaches are not really. I'm getting a lot of pushback on that. I've tried everything a bit, but nothing worked. That's why I'm kind of lost what to do. I don't know.
When you're saying you're getting a lot of pushback on that, what kind of pushback?
Just Calendly. Why you?
Ah, okay, cool. So I think Chat GPT, by the way, can help you a ton with this, based on my own personal experience. So what it sounds like to me is that you are doing a very, very, very classic move that screws up sales, and most people can benefit from this. Is that you are speaking all about the features, all about the technology. Most people don't understand that stuff, don't care about that stuff, and find it totally overwhelming. So you need to adjust your message to what is the you'll hear people talk about what is the transformation that you are going to help your customers achieve. Okay. And another way to kind of think about this is what are the results and outcomes. But if we start with this concept of a transformation, and this is where it's really important to understand your avatar and who it is that you're targeting. Okay. My guess is that there are a bunch of coaches out there who have only coached a handful of people. Their businesses are not really doing well. Their businesses are not really growing. They're not making that much money. And they think that they have a lot to offer to the world and to their clients if they could only find a way to get more of them and to get more visibility and get to have more conversations with more people so that they could then share this wisdom that they have to help these people, right? So where they are today is struggling, not enough clients, revenue is inconsistent, up and down, feast and famine. You have an important message to share with the world and it's not getting out there. That's all frustration and pain. The
Hmm.
transformation is the place that you want to be able to take them to. The place that you want to be able to take them to is that they have a system in place that consistently gets them in front of the right audience, attracts that audience to engage with them, book on their calendar, and
Hmm.
ultimately become recurring long-term customers, right? Coaching clients. So now this new place that the coach has in their mind is, oh, this sounds good. This sounds like what I got into business for. This is what I envisioned, is that I wanted to have this business where I'm in demand and people want my services and I'm filling up my calendar and all that. Calendly cannot do that for you. Okay. HighLevel cannot do that for you. What can do that for you is a strategically designed marketing system that takes advantage of the right technology and the right tools, but is also incorporating strategy best practices and campaign best practices to take advantage of those tools, right? And to make those tools come to life on behalf of their business to achieve that transformation. So you need to drop all the tech speak. You need to drop all of the features. You need to drop all of the, I know how to integrate this and integrate that. And you need to speak to the transformation that you're going to help your customers achieve. Okay. If you're selling, if you were selling, that's assuming you're selling as an agency still. If you're selling as an affiliate, then you need to understand the avatar again of who you're trying to sign up there. And that's a slightly different transformation. So it's very similar, but it's a slightly different transformation. But the key is that you're speaking to that transformation, to those outcomes that the person is going to get. Okay. So then the question, Sudeep, then that should be raised in their mind is how are they going to do that? Right. And that is your system. That is your marketing system, your coaching client attraction system, or whatever it is. And that coaching client attraction system is the tools and technology, the strategy of how to layer together ads and messaging and landing pages and follow-up sequences and booking calendars and all of that into a sequence to then attract and move these people through a conversion cycle, right? And get repeat business. That is the how. But even that, you don't want to get down in the language of like describing all the technical details or anything like that. Really, the customer, again, doesn't care, doesn't understand. They just want to hear at the level of, oh, you've got a magic system. You've got a signature system. What we mean by that is something that is unique to you that you have designed and developed. It's the magic. It's the secret sauce that you are then going to bring to them at their business. That's the sales and messaging process in a nutshell. So you need to get away from all the tech and you need to really focus on the outcome that you're hoping to achieve. This is kind of marketing and sales 101, but it's overlooked the far majority of the time, and it's incredibly important.
But the one of the feedbacks that I was getting is people care about how many leads they are getting, not how smooth the system is or that thing. And the the truth is, I have never done ads for others. Ads have never been my forte, and lead generation is not something I can guarantee. I was trying to sell simplicity, so your system can run mindlessly with your side as a business and your client side as as a receiver of the service. Both are smooth, so your business becomes more sticky. And my goal is to scale it like a SaaS business with done with you plus SaaS, that kind of a thing, so not too much hand on. And if I charge 150 a month and I try to deliver so much, then from the top the referrals will take a bunch of money, and from the bottom it will eat up a lot and it will put me in the red.
Yes. So some really good points here. One, you should not promise lead generation if that's not something that you're experienced in doing and have the confidence to do and have a proven approach to do. Then you absolutely should not promise that. So you have two options. Let's say three options. One is that you go, ooh, this niche that I really want to serve really wants lead generation. And so I'm going to invest the time and money and everything to learn how to do lead generation because I really want to serve this niche. So I'm going to figure this out. So that's option one. Option two is you design a service offering that does not include anything to do with lead generation. There are plenty of service offerings out there that do not have anything to do with lead generation, and you just say, hey, this is what I offer at this price point, and you leave off the lead generation thing. That's just not something that you do, and that is totally fine. That is totally fine. You have to be clear then with your messaging and your value proposition when you're pitching customers to make sure that you are not promising something outside of the scope of what you can do. Okay, so that's the second option. The third option is you may say, hey, you know what? This niche is not a good niche for me. They need stuff that I don't feel comfortable being able to do. I don't want to invest in learning that stuff. Let me go work with another niche. And that's fine as well. So those are all three viable options. And it's up to you to decide which path that you want to take. That's completely your decision. They're all three totally viable.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. Don't know what to do, but yeah.
I know. I mean, sometimes these things can be hard to hear because it can be frustrating and feel like, okay, you're just hitting your head against a wall. I promise you, there is a breakthrough that if you stay persistent, you will find. And it just takes learning and experience and some trial and error. But I would say, think about those three options that I just described to you. Maybe let it sit for 24 hours or 48 hours or something like that. And then trust your gut. Because if one of them, two of them do not sound like something that you can really pursue with total conviction and be excited about, and I'm going to go learn lead generation. I'm going to go master this. I'm going to study everything I need to study about how to do ads, how to do landing pages, how to generate leads at low cost. I'm just going to dive into this for the next 3 months like a madman. And I understand it's going to cost me some money. It's going to cost me all that. If that doesn't sit well in your stomach and you don't get excited about that, then listen to your gut and try and find the path that is sitting well with you, because again, there's multiple paths. They can all be viable. What it needs is for you to have complete conviction and go for it.
Right. I've been asking myself this question every single day, that why me and why not GHL native? For the last 6 months, I've been asking this. I got the account 6 months ago, and I also got a job in one of the GHL agencies, and I have been working really closely there with my senior.
Oh, that's cool. So when you say you've been asking the question of you and not just GHL native, so you're asking why should someone sign up with you versus signing up with Go HighLevel directly?
I'm trying to find out the USP.
Okay. So what I can't tell you is your specific USB. What I can tell you is that as a general market USB, what we are doing is we are adding value. Let's just use a little metaphor here, or whatever it is. Metaphor, simile, I don't know what the heck it is. But if you gave me all of the tools that were required to build a house, okay, I could not build a house. You could give me the blueprints, you could give me the tools, you could give me everything I need to build a house, and I would not build a house. Okay. Yeah. So just the fact that you are giving access to these tools to small business owners, that does not mean that they can build a marketing house, right? Most plumbers, chiropractors, coaches, any of these people, they have no idea how to design a marketing funnel. They have no idea about copywriting best practices. They have no understanding of all the possibilities that you can create in workflows to automate their business. Yeah. And they are not going to take the time to learn any of that stuff. Could I theoretically learn to build a house? Absolutely. I'm fully capable. I'm smart. I'm physically capable, all that stuff. So if I was committed to learning to build a house, I could do it. But that is not what I'm committed to. I'm committed to being an entrepreneur, building businesses and stuff in a totally different space. So it is worth it for me to invest in a home builder to build my house. It is worth it to the far majority of small businesses to invest in somebody who is committed to learning, testing, and staying up to date on marketing strategy, campaign best practices, and all of the technology and tools that are out there, and how you integrate those on behalf of a business to create that transformation that they're looking for. It is worth it for them to invest that, because they are not going to do that on their own. So you need to completely understand that in your bones, not just logically understand it. You need to believe it in your bones. Like, I know if you're talking to, yes, if you're talking to Mike Cooch, okay, I know that I can go sit down with 95 out of 100 small business owners in my community, and I can help them grow their business. I know it with conviction. I know it in my gut, in my core, in my bones. And so I can sell very easily, because the person sitting across from me picks up that conviction. They pick up that I know what I'm doing. I'm confident. I have the skills. I have the experience. The only way that you get that, Sadiq, is by giving it to yourself. The only way that you give it to yourself, I'm not talking about fake it until you make it. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that you have to put in the work. You have to put in the reps. You have to understand your value proposition is to study marketing strategy, study marketing techniques, study copywriting, study funnels. You have to be the person who really does that, so that when you sit down across from that prospect, you're able to communicate, this is my value, and I know it's tremendous value, and you're kind of a knucklehead if you don't let me prove it to you, you know? But only you can do that. Nobody can give that to you. So, but that is the reason why you exist beyond just HighLevel. HighLevel is amazing technology. It's amazing tools. It does not bring all of that other stuff to the table. Okay? Does that make sense?
In theory, yes.
It makes sense. Intellectually, I know you understand it. You need to get to the
Believing
point
it
where,
is a difficult thing.
that's
Like
right.
my senior has been telling me that we are not selling sub accounts. Don't try to sell sub accounts. Sell the simplicity. They don't have any headache. That's the pitch. And it just
Yeah. I don't know if that's the pitch, in my opinion, but the point is, what they are suggesting that you sell, though, is the emotional benefit, and not all the tools and technology and features, which is correct. So yes, you need to find that conviction. You need to not just logically understand it, you need to emotionally believe it.
But the main thing that I struggle to understand, that if I'm, promising that thing to a lot of people, like I'll grow your business to, let's say, the idea is to scale. The only reason I came to, decided to jump up on Go High Level is to scale. So if I think, let's say, 20 or 30 businesses who are signed up with me, still it will be just at 150, or let's say 97 a month. That service delivery will be very difficult. So monthly
Why
recurring,
just at $97 a month? Why not
the
$297? Why not $497? Why not $697? You set your prices.
But most agencies are at like 97, 129, 147. That's their starting rate, and they charge onboarding and everything upon that.
Yeah, but 97 is like a foot in the door service. So yes, if they're at $97 a month, that's a foot in the door service, and they're offering some basic service at that price point. They're not offering we're going to do all these things for you. It's a much, much, much more basic service. So you need to make sure that you have thought through service packages and price points. Like if I'm offering a $97 service, it's just a simple foot in the door service. Let's just say chat widget. I'm going to add a chat widget to your website, so you're going to capture more leads and make sure that you're following up with those opportunities. $97 a month. That's it. But that's it. And that's a great $97 a month service. Shoot, if I'm a small business and I'm not capturing all those visitors that are coming to my website, and now you turn on a chat and I start capturing 10 new opportunities a month that I wasn't capturing, that's worth way more than $97 a month. It's a very, very good, clear ROI. You don't need to then add a ton of other things on top of that to justify your existence when they're only paying you $97 a month. That would be a big mistake. Your business would not survive. You wouldn't make enough money.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was trying to charge 149 a month, and a website or funnel at when they sign up,
Mhm.
but give them a website or funnel because I can spin it out very fast, like
Yeah.
within 2-3 hours. So that that was kind of the offer that I was using to attract them. Even I tried giving out free websites to people, but there's a lot of pushback, and maybe I have not knocked on enough doors, or I didn't run ads properly. But yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, it could be messaging, testing your messaging. Again, I think that this is something that actually ChatGPT is great for. Like, take your current messaging and put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, here's the audience I'm targeting. Help me refine this into more effective direct response copy messaging, and see what it comes up with. Not that you want to outsource all of your thinking to it, because it's not always going to be perfect. You want to use your judgment still as well, but you can get some great ideas. But it sounds to me like, I think the number one problem I'm getting here, Sudeep, is you are not sure the value that you're bringing. You don't have conviction about that. And I think that you need to get that. And the way that you get that, again, is you can get that a number of different ways, but you've got to get it for yourself. And that means that you've got to prove to yourself, typically, that you understand that value at an emotional level. So in other words, do the grind of going out and learn how to do lead generation ads, so that you can sit across from somebody and go, oh, I know how to do lead generation ads. Come on, you're crazy. Give me money. I will get you leads. Or you go to work for somebody else and, like you said, work for them and really understand, hey, I am really good at setting up and delivering these systems. So, keep that job and do it on somebody else's dime for a period of time while you learn, and get to the point where you're like, yeah, I really know this stuff. I'm really good at this stuff. And I see how we're helping customers. I can do this on my own. But you've got to get to that point yourself. That's step one.
Yeah.
All right, my man. Look, I wish you the best. I want you to spend some time on that. But here's the deal, Sudeep. You said that you've been thinking about this for the last, X number of months. Thinking about it for another X number of months is not going to change anything. So you have got to give yourself a time limit. Let's say 48 hours, 72 hours by the end of this weekend, and make some decisions that will allow you to go and get that conviction that you're looking for, and then act on it.
But that decision, doesn't include giving up on this agency, right?
No. That's up to you. I would never tell you to give up on your agency. No, that's obviously that's up to you. No, I'm here to support you. No. I think that you have plenty of opportunity. You just need to, again, convince yourself of that opportunity and of the value that you add in the equation, so that you can capitalize on that opportunity.
Right. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
All right. Of course. Come back here and let us know how you're doing.
Bye.
All right. Thank you, Sadiq. Bye-bye. All right. Let me see here. I know we've got just a handful of minutes left here, so I'm going to go kind of quick. If you're just looking at GHL, get a link from Mike and come on board. If you already have an account, upgrade your account with Mike. Yes, thank you. Do that. I think that was in response to the question somebody was asking, how do you get Launchpad? Yeah, do I need to be signed up under Mike Cooch to have access to Launchpad? Yes. You either need to be, again, sign up your initial HighLevel account with us, upgrade through us, or actually what you could do is you can go to our high leverage agency and just sign up for high leverage agency, which is either $297 a month or we have a $1,500 for the year discount. And then you'll get it in the Launchpad as well. So you could do it that way. Either one of those would work. I, of course, encourage you to use the high level route so that you don't have to pay any extra for our services. But yes, right now it is just for our current customers to access. There's potential that we'll roll it out more broadly in the future, but right now we just want to make sure we do a good job for our community. Yes, absolutely. I love that. Yes, simple little things like that, just little human touches. Gatekeepers are oftentimes so neglected. So you send a gatekeeper, just a little thing like that. Like I said, we drop off cookies, we'd send coffee cakes, we did stuff like that. Okay. For high end, you can use Sugar Wish. That's cool. Great suggestions. Thank you. One of our biggest issues is figuring out pricing. How can we justify our prices for all our system when a lot of people are comparing us to AI voice only services that are priced at 97? Well, when you say how can we justify our prices for all of our system when AI voice only is 97, it would seem to me that you can offer AI voice plus a lot more. So naturally your price would be higher. So I don't understand. I'm confused a little bit as to what do you mean? How would you justify it? If you're adding more than just AI voice, then you would be charging more than just 97, 197, 297, 497. Okay. This is the race to the bottom on pricing and the psychology around this is one of the most fascinating things in the world to observe. So many of you have money issues. And so you apply those, you project those money issues onto your customers, onto your prospects and customers. You think, $97 is a lot of money. And so somebody else is going to think $97 is a lot of money and I'm going to be ripping them off or, whatever. $97 is objectively not a lot of money. It may be for you and your circumstances and your emotions and you're looking at your competitors and all that type of stuff. The reality is, if you look at how software is priced for small businesses in the marketplace, 97, 197, 297 a month, those are not at all abnormal price points, very common price points. And you are offering, if you're taking my approach to all of this, you are delivering value on top of the software. So naturally, your prices should be higher. And it is up to you to communicate that value to make sure that you are clearly articulating, just like we said to Sudeep, what it is that you are offering on top of that software that they don't get if they just go sign up for the software on its own. Okay. Yes, it is. Luke, thank you. Welcome. Yes, if you just go to services that scale and go to high leverage agency. Actually, I think it is best. You can just go to HLA, services that scale.com, HLA. Yeah. So Kirk and anybody else, is that Kirk or Kurt? Luke, not even close. If you go to servicesthatscale.com/HLA, that will take you to our core program. That this is what I tell everybody essentially to get into at this point. Okay. And you can just purchase that directly, and that will get you all kinds of access and benefits and training and all that good stuff, all the things that we've been talking about already. You can also just go to our website and just go to servicesthatscale.com/products, and you will see all the individual courses and stuff like that you can just buy those individually as well. I almost hesitate to recommend those now because it drives me crazy when somebody has one piece of my stuff and then that finds out that they need all these other pieces and now they're spending more money. I would much rather prefer you got in a high leverage agency, got my comprehensive approach, all of the training that you need is in there. You have access to all of my stuff. That makes me feel much better, to be totally honest with you. So I hope that helps you, Luke. I hope that we see you in there. My man Dawson, how are you, buddy?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Good to see you, sir. What's the update? Let us know.
So today I had the mastermind call, and then I had the radio call at noon, and then I had a
Nice.
YouTube show at 2 o'clock, the music show.
Sweet.
Now we're here.
You're getting it done, man. Getting visibility. That's great.
And then tonight I'll be at a rock concert. Tom Cochran from Canada. He played Life is a Highway.
I love Tom Cochran. That's awesome. Enjoy.
Yeah, so just getting the media stuff done.
Good.
I check my emails. My exhibition should be over, but I think the photos are still up there. They said 2 months from November, December, but it might be up in January because there's no show until the 30th. So I might get 3 months. I don't know.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. Look at this. Thrive Hive is asking, how did the giveaway go?
The first, I did 2 giveaways in total. So the first one went well. The guy was really happy to see it. Oh no, that was the second one. The first one I gave it to the radio host who would distribute it. I don't know what happened there. It just must have got lost in the mix. But now I have a third one, so I have a third one for my next in-person appearance.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, that's
So
fantastic.
today,
Those
just
are
got to
a
do
great
some.
strategy.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, those are a great strategy. I love it. And the more consistently you do them, the more it pays off.
Yeah, I got one, and probably another one by the end of the month. Have another giveaway. A big stack of DVDs and CDs, and people like their media. So
yeah, I love it. That's awesome.
Win-win.
Yeah. Anything I can help you with?
No, I just think if I were to go on next time, I'd probably get the Excel and probably do some Excel, just learn some basics and just get some technical details in and just learn the tools one at a time.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think one of the things is a little bit of a common theme in this call and in other calls is really taking the time to dive in and understand the capabilities that you have available to you so you can put them to full use, both for you or for your customers. I think is super important. It gives you confidence.
Yeah, I really like the intuitiveness. Like when the technology is intuitive and you can just go and use it, like GarageBand or Photoshop, or I think Apple does a really great job with intuitiveness. But if we can take a little page out of the Apple book and make it our own, have our own intuitive, and the way you teach and the way that you show your the tools, it's a great way for people to learn.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I love it.
All right. Happy New Year, and I'll see you on the next one.
All right. Sounds good, Dawson. Thanks, buddy. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the concert.
Thanks.
Okay, Ali, I don't know if you're back there because I can't see you on camera. So if you are, there you go. Turn on your camera. I don't know if that's. Oh yeah, there you go. How's it going, sir?
Going great. How about you?
Good. How can I help you?
All right. So I had a question around your plans, which is foot in the door plans. And I was wanting to understand. So one of the ones that you showed was a review management with reactivation campaign. So
yes.
what does that entail? Review management, I understand, but when reactivation campaign, you need to have automations and other things involved with that?
The reactivation campaign is really just that so if somebody has not had a review capture process in place, then the reactivation that we're referring to is really just sending out requests for people to leave a review. So you just want to tap. It's like if you set up a review capture process for a business, let's say a restaurant, and for whatever reason, it takes a while for them to get enough customers that are happy and capture reviews. It can be kind of this long process, and the customer's been paying for a few months and doesn't really feel like they're getting a lot out of it. Versus if that restaurant has an email list or an SMS list of 1,000 customers, and you can send out a message that says, "Hey, we'd love your honest feedback. Please go here to leave a review. And if you do, the next time you're in, you get a free burrito at our restaurant," or whatever, right? So some sort of campaign to get their customers engaged and leave them some reviews so that now in that first month, right after they sign up for the service with you, maybe you get them 35 new reviews that they can post up on their website and stuff like that. And it's a big win. So that's what that campaign is for. So is there some automation involved in it? Sure. But it's quite simple.
Got it. And so along the same lines, when you said web chat with AI chatbot, with you suggesting in here the price of 97, the AI employee would cost that. So do I tell the customer that this is going to be the usage charges?
Real quick, let me just interrupt you there. It only costs that if you're paying for the unlimited AI service. Otherwise, you could just use AI on a per use basis. And so in that $97 a month, you can decide maybe you're going to give them $25 of that towards credit towards the AI. And then once they're above that, they can either pay more to you per use, or you could upgrade them to a $297 plan and they have unlimited AI. And that's a great upsell opportunity because you say, hey, this this chat AI is just one of our AI capabilities. We can also do voice. We can do these other things. So if you upgrade to the $297, we give you all of these capabilities plus it's unlimited use.
Got it. And then do you then also let them use that AI for their Facebook and other channels? Because you said that some of the free features we can give them would be the CRM or all-in-one inbox. So we can couple that up with this. Because earlier on the call, you told the gentleman that you could add more value to this. So if you're selling this, then we could add more value by saying all-in-one inbox is there, and that's also being monitored by the AI bot.
You could do that, or you could just you get the conversations inbox. I mean, just that conversations inbox and the fact that you could integrate a variety of different communication channels into that one inbox is a tremendous value just in that alone. So yes, you could take that next step. Absolutely. I think that's great.
Got it. Any other free things that you think we should put in the foot in the door features that would attract them to be thinking that this is a lot more valuable for them to sign up?
Yeah, so I think that what you should do is on if your foot in the door is as an example, a website. Okay, so a website is an incredible foot in the door offer just on its own. But then if you were to say, okay, but what are all the best practice marketing components that a website should have? It should have a call tracking number. It should have lead capture forms. It should have exit pop. It should have web page. It should have review capture and posting, right? Anything that's captured from that website should automatically be populated into a CRM and notifications so that the business knows to follow up with that new lead. So all of those things can be done when you build that new website, right? So the CRM, the conversations, the review capture, all of that could be put in place for them. So what I would recommend is that you incorporate as many features as you can, because the more that you do, one, the more value you're adding, obviously, but two, the harder it is to get away from you. Like if I'm a small business and now I'm using your CRM and all these leads are getting captured and they're getting put into the CRM and I'm using your conversations inbox and all that, it's much harder for me to want to leave and switch to something else because you've kind of got your hooks in them in a bunch of different ways.
Got it. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I was wanting to understand what are the things with the website. I could do that, but also with other things, if I'm doing a review, just selling that as a
Mhm.
as the one that's foot in the door, I can still say, hey, there are other things that I can give you, which is your CRM and other components that would be helpful for you to send messages and emails and things of that nature, which we
Of
can
course,
charge per
of course.
usage.
Yes, and let me clarify as well. Let's say that you didn't deliver a website.
Mhm.
All of those other things I just described, you could still deliver because you can put like let's say they have a website that they love. Well, you can put a call tracking number on their website. You can put the chat widget on that website. You can put lead capture forms on that website. You can put the review process on that website. Just because you didn't build a website, that doesn't prevent you from still offering all of those things or individual pieces of those things, whatever you want to do. You still have all of the capabilities. So, you know, just if like I said, if they already have a website and they don't want a website, or for whatever reason, that's not what you want to offer. I don't want to offer websites. Okay, what are the other functions, the best practice functions that a small business should have that the far majority of them don't have? They don't have chat. They don't have lead capture. They don't have exit pops. They don't have call tracking. So any of those things could be an individual service. They could be a bundle of capabilities that you deliver to a business and just add to their existing website. So you've got all kinds of flexibility and options there.
Yeah, I think I really like that because a lot of pushback is we already have a website. We don't
Absolutely.
want that.
Don't
So
don't
I'm
let
trying
that
to
don't get stuck there then, because you have no reason that you have to get stuck there. You can offer the exact same value proposition minus the website.
got it. Perfect. Okay. So just switching up the sales pitch or the benefit is what I need to do there for them to transition to say, okay, this is how you could benefit even if you have the website.
Correct. Yeah, this is why I mean, this is why my pitch is about systems. It's about marketing systems. And the reason why I like it so much, one of the reasons why I like it so much is I can just say, hey, Ali, you know, every business needs these X marketing systems to optimize the growth of their business. Let's see how many of them you have. And, you know, a website is just a piece of a complete marketing system. So if you tell me, hey, I've already got a website, I love my website. Awesome. Does your website have these other pieces of the marketing system? If it doesn't, then you've got all these gaps that we can help you fill. So you don't have to get stuck on this one particular product or feature or anything like that. If you speak at that level to systems, it gives you a lot of flexibility.
Got it.
Cool.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Of
I'll let you
course.
know how this goes then.
Awesome. Thank you for being here.
All right. Take care.
All right, have a good one. Okay, I have to go here, gang. So I'm going to answer a couple of real quick questions that I see in the chat here. Are the 5 Fs still applicable? Mr. Frederick Clifton, it's good to see you. Welcome. Yes, find, filter, frame, follow up, and follow through. Those are universal Fs. They will always apply. That's part of the reason why that framework is so powerful, is because you can apply that to any new marketing channel, any new marketing technique, any new technology. Those 5 Fs will still apply. Okay. Quick bump of the question. When you do a foot in the door offer, do you limit the other things available to them and go high level, or do they get the whole shebang? Nathan, I take a different approach to this than most people. I do not care about locking down anything, not letting them have access to anything, not showing anything, whatever. Why? Because I do a usage-based pricing. So if they are using those features and they start racking up email usage, text usage, AI usage, all that stuff, they're going to get charged more. And I'm going to get a customer that's paying me appropriately because I have designed that pricing structure properly. The more people are using your stuff and the more different things they are using, the better off you are. That's a customer that's committed and is going to stick. So I have no idea why people freak out about limiting. Well, I do. know why people freak out about limiting all those features. It's because they are selling on features. And so they're making plan number 1, these features, plan number 2, these features, plan number 3, these features. I say, give them all the damn features, charge them for usage. How many employees do you have accessing the system? How much of these services are you taking advantage of? That's how you get charged. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that this was valuable for you. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Get after it. You bet, Nathan. Get after it, work hard, and we will see you at the same time, same place next week if I can help you with anything there. Okay. Thank you for being a part of my community. Thank you for joining me on your Friday. Thank you so much for your business. As always, I appreciate you, and we'll see you on a future call. Bye-bye.